Welcome to Buy, Hold, Sell. My name's Matthew Kippen, and today I'm joined by Nathan Bell from Peters MacGregor and Chad Slater from Morphic Asset Management, and we are going to try and find value in a world where there's virtually no value. Chad, with that introduction, Apple, biggest company in the world, still trades on a cheap multiple. Buy, hold or sell?
Oh, I have to say it's a buy. 14 times earnings. Even if you don't think it's going to grow its business, it's defendable. You could argue that its current base is appropriate for the price, and it's got optionality, so I'd say it's a buy.
Got a cash pile you can't jump over, lots of value, buy, hold or sell?
Yeah, it's a hold for me. Wonderful balance sheet, just cash pouring out of it, cheap multiple, x that cash. Services business is growing as well, but I think if you're going overseas, you don't want to necessarily be stuck with the biggest stock listed in the world. I'm sure you can find much better value elsewhere.
Let's get really old school and go to banks. Bank of America, buy, hold or sell?
Yeah, it's a hold for me. I think you actually might do okay owning this, particularly as interest rates keep going up, and I think the home building industry has been really slow to recover in the US, and that's got another 5 or 10 years to go. I just think there's better value in the bank stocks in Europe.
It's a novel idea, borrowing money, but Bank of America, buy, hold or sell?
It's a buy for us. This year, banks in the US should have worked, rates going up. They haven't. It's been a really tough slog, but what's happened is their earnings have kept trucking on. This stock's now on 11 times earnings. It used to be a 14 times stock. I think, it rallies from here.
Okay, let's get over to Europe. BMW, beautiful cars, buy, hold or sell?
Yeah, who says you can't buy name brand businesses for good multiples? Like, people watching this may struggle to believe this is a 6 times PE stock. For one of the world's leading automotive businesses. It's a buy. They could be the people that take Tesla's market share. These could be the electric premium vehicle business. I think trade wars are overblown.
Okay, BMW, bit old world, Tesla, all these new things, low multiples, buy, hold or sell?
Again, I'm going to say hold, even though I think you could probably do a ride out of this stock. It's a wonderfully managed business. It's essentially a family business, and inside it has a finance retail business which is bigger and more profitable than many of the banks out there in the world. So I'll say hold, but it could actually be a buy.
Okay, I've never heard that before. Okay, let's start looking under your rocks. Is there a value somewhere in the world where if you lift up the rock you go, I'm going to buy that?
Yeah, I don't think most Australians would really want to own a home builder, but this one's a bit special. It's in the US, it's called NVR. Over the last 20 years, it's bought back 80% of its shares on issue. Absolute cash flow machine. It doesn't have a heap of debt buying up land. It actually takes the options out on the land to develop them later, and that's the secret sauce. We think the home building segment in the US has got another 5 or 10 years to play out. Wonderful business, insider ownership. It's a buy.
Chad, you get to some pretty exotic places. Have you got something for us out there?
Yeah, we're going a bit off-piste here. We're going to India. So we're going to nominate Power Grid of India. So these are the guys that provide the poles, the wires, etc. for all of India. The stock has sold off in the back of rate fears and that there was going to be a regulatory reset. We don't think that's going to be as bad as people think. This is trading on 8 times earnings. It's very cheap for what we think is going to be a great growing business.
Shiny new suits always look better, but our guests think cheap suits do about the same job.